Cool. Welcome, everyone. Thanks for joining us for episode 107 of Tattoo Collecting 101, right here on Reinventing the Tattoo. I'll get to that one. Right here on Guy Hodgson's Reinventing the Tattoo. We boom out nearly every day, so check out the full schedule of events we got going on reinventingthetattoo.com or right here on the YouTube channel. If you haven't joined us before, Reinventing the Tattoo is a community for tattooers, apprentices, collectors, and all those who are interested in the world of tattooing. We aim to educate and inspire one another to become better artists and create better artwork. So be sure to subscribe and share this with anyone you think might be interested. Real quick, just want to say thank you to our sponsors before we get into it. So thank you to World Tattoo Events, which has the largest, most comprehensive list of tattoo conventions going on in the world. To DLI's Pro, known as Dermalize Worldwide, which was designed by wound care specialists specifically for healing tattoos. So check it out. As well as Tattoo Now, technology for tattooers, the leading edge in professional development, management, and digital tools for tattooers of all levels. We also just want to say thank you to the Fireside Tattoo Network, as well as the Apprenticeship Diaries. And be sure to reach out if you want to sponsor or reach out to us at all at management@reinventingthetattoo.com.
Nicely done.
Thank you.
Nicely done. Sorry, I was giving Kyle a hard time about not giving us a monitoring screen so Ben could see what's going on.
Fuck Kyle.
It's okay.
It's always an
Okay.
excuse.
So, I've been traveling. I went out to Jiminy Peak this week.
How was it?
Good. It was very good. Way less running than last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything was all in like one central location. So it wasn't like, okay, here's a seminar, pack everything up, run across the mountain to the other side, which is uphill the whole way. Yeah.
Both ways.
All uphill.
6 feet of snow?
No snow.
Anybody
leaves.
on your back?
All my equipment.
Well, fair.
All the equipment. So then I pack it up, bring it back. It was like literal running the whole time for me. So I like, not to complain, it was still fun. I still enjoyed myself. I still did all kinds of networking. That's where I met Medusa. It's where I met Renee.
Nice.
Like all kinds of cool people I met out there last year. So this year, like the whole group was there again, but everything was a little bit more centralized. Last year it was a Paradise BYOB event. This year it was a needle jig event. So
All right.
it was formatted just a little bit different, and everything was like in like one little hall but two rooms. And there was a lot of cool ways that Mark Lasarbro from Needle Jig kind of like hosted the event. And there were a lot of really cool ideas that he had as far as like forcing everybody to network together. He almost had like this, like, it was like, what do you call it? I can't even remember the phrase that he used, but it was basically like musical chairs for everybody to get to know one another. So they just kind of like rotated around tables every few minutes. So everybody could introduce themselves and talk about the work that they did and things like that. But
it's actually really cool.
Yeah, I think it was like nobody was really sure how it was going to go ahead of time, but it went so well. And I think everybody enjoyed it so much just because it was like designed for everybody to let their guard down and just kind of talk and hang out. And,
Right.
So it's a super cool event. You know, in between all the technical responsibilities, I snuck out back and smoked a lot of blunts.
Yeah.
And admired the changing colors of the trees. It was like the perfect time of year.
Too. I've been watching it throughout the days and the weeks.
It's like when we got there.
Oh, everybody
Sunday.
Joining us today is Corey.
Oh.
She's here tattooing me.
I just jumped right in. When we got there, the leaves on all the trees were all like orange, yellow. You still saw some greens. And like by yesterday morning leaving, it was like sparse yellow and orange, and mostly like grays and purples where, you know,
very nice.
The wind had like knocked all the leaves.
Bouts to be dead.
Bouts to be, they dead. They have used their chlorophyll completely.
The tree's
Gone.
kicking them out. Like
No
I ain't got no more love for you. Time for y'all to go.
So here in a little bit, we'll share some of like the Jiminy Peak footage. I've got little bits of just like all of the seminars, just a few little segments just to see what was
How
going on.
many people presented?
I think 4 each day.
Nice.
Yeah. So it was nice. And there was like a half hour to an hour break in between everything. So it was like very, for as like intensive and how much information was coming at people, there were nice breathers in between to like absorb a little bit,
Right.
decompress, and then kind of like switch gears for the next presenter.
I've been to like training seminars that were 8-hour days.
Where it's like bam, bam, bam,
And by
bam,
the
bam.
end of the day, you're like, I don't remember how to turn the machine on. Because
I mean, I was
so fast that
I was
now,
just babysitting cameras, and
sorry.
I still feel like I absorbed so much information. Ben and Corey are having a moment over here.
She hit my foot. She was upset about it. And I was trying to express that it was okay.
Indeed. So before we get into pictures and videos, what are we doing today?
Just a little baby titty.
Just a little tatty tat.
Just a little sad clown action.
I'm kind of proud of this shot of you working, Corey. It's
a
nice.
pretty baller ass shot.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the screen.
Make her look away. She's like, once she looks away, the shot changes.
Well, you get the gist. Imagine your head turned down a little further. We'll fix it in post. Don't worry.
Kyle, we'll fix it in post.
We fix it in post.
I was like, there's post? Well, only if you put my driver's license in front of the entire world.
Good job, Kyle.
It was extremely small, and you couldn't even tell.
Kyle, that is never going to not be a thing.
Figure out what episode that
It's
was.
gonna be
Because when I
32
rewatched
years
it,
from
it
now.
totally seemed like he like put nudes of somebody
It's just like
on the screen.
something
Because we're like,
completely wrong.
Kyle! And then it cuts. And then we're all like, well, that was close.
That like years from now, I'm gonna be like, remember that one time I put your goddamn license on the interwebs?
God dang.
Yep. It was the day I learned your name.
Well, it'll take something to learn, right?
Well, I guess.
So what are you and Corey working on today? Talk to us about your...
It's a tattoo
Well...
of a clown. That is sad.
Why is it?
Because it's a clown that's sad. I'm sorry, what?
What is the significant meaning behind this?
It means, and I like it. Sad clown is like a someone that always makes other people laugh because inside they are a shit show.
Nice.
That's a good way to put it.
Nice. Okay.
Right?
All right.
Right? So people that go out of their way to pull their joy from other people.
For other people.
No, from other people. So like you making them laugh and them making you laugh is how they feel in... It's hard to think while you're stabbing me. But yeah. Yeah.
Very rad tattoo.
It is a very rad tattoo because you drew it for me and it's amazing. Look at Vaughn coming in with some handheld action. Zoom me on in there. Crispy. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, that's why I let her tattoo me. She kind of knows what she's doing.
So crisp.
Like if I was gonna pick one word,
I'm going to numb them and then I'll come back and check.
tighten up. On these reins, you're running wild.
Guys are cruising through it too.
What? Shh. Oh, look at my coffee reaper.
I don't know how you got that tattoo.
What? The coffee reaper?
Yeah.
Oh, I just sat there. Bam, the dagger hurt worse. His matching buddies on the other leg. He is the joint smoking hiking reaper. I mean, hand rolled tobacco products. Hey, who did that beef on?
Bee's knees.
I got the bee's knees from Fawn Baker. I was just not showing it.
No, it's on there. I'm
Mm-hmm.
pulling this up.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Ruining
I'm
my
doing back
visual
stuff.
experience. Giggity. Me too, Kyle. Me
Hey, aren't we all?
too. It's 2022. I think everybody should be doing back stuff.
Amen. I like the way you think.
Coming up here, November 1st. So everyone can know your birthday.
Great. Kyle took my driver's license. You give him my birth date.
Ben, what's your social security? That's even worse.
Stealing my whole identity out there. I will be 37.
Racy. Racy, I like.
And what are we doing?
Honestly, I probably am not doing too much. I might just like do some family stuff. Well, I just got off of a road trip, so like traveling seems like it'll be a little exhausting right now. So
Am I allowed to cook you dinner?
I would love for you to cook me dinner.
Let's schedule that.
Do you need a sous chef?
No, thank
No.
you. I need a prep cook, though.
We'll talk.
Knock him down.
That's what he does
Knock
best.
him down.
He just shot way high. He asked if I needed a sous chef.
Coffee cake. That's pretty good.
I think that's cocoa.
Mm-hmm.
Got raspberry stuff?
I took it.
Mm-hmm.
We took some of that to Akron. I was sharing that with everybody.
Yeah. I ate some.
We've had a lot of rad trips this year, actually.
Talk us about your trips.
Well, I mean, now that I've got the excuse for like capturing footage everywhere, it makes it way easier to like just have an excuse to travel and check these shows out and see what everybody's doing. I gotta put this camera back down if you're gonna be talking to me like this. It's too much multitasking.
I can't think and talk.
There's only so many of us, Ben.
I don't know what to do with my hands.
You don't know me.
Yes. I'm confident that I do. At least a little bit. I mean, like if you're an onion, I'm at least middle core.
At least middle core.
Well, everybody got layers. They don't share.
Layers.
You're parfait. You're too sweet to be an onion. You're parfait. You can be a complicated parfait.
Onion and garlic.
Shut.
Shallots.
Snooty. That's what I heard.
I can't believe Ben just called me a parfait.
A parfait.
You can only say garlic and onion.
I love shots. I used to.
He does refer to food a lot.
Me?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
I enter it and
Those are fucking Shrek quotes, bro.
the parfait.
Yes.
I'll take your word on it.
Parfait? That's from Shrek? I don't remember that one
I
from
don't remember
Shrek.
a yogurt parfait from Shrek.
I mean, I believe you, but I don't specifically remember that one.
Hey Siri,
Not my gumdrop buttons.
Google Shrek parfait scene.
I feel like you're just making stuff up.
I believe him. I just don't specifically remember the parfait scene. I believe.
I don't know.
Onions. I like parfaits.
Okay.
I know very good.
You're pretty good, Eddie Murphy, believe it or not. I'll give you that.
I'll look it up on YouTube.
Daddy YouTube will tell us.
I haven't had a chance to talk to Jess yet. How was the Vegas convention? Have you heard, Kyle? Have you heard any gossip about Vegas?
She told me a little bit about it. It was very slow.
Yeah. Aw.
Yeah.
She was bored out of her mind and enjoyed hiking more. Is that what you're telling me?
Well, they were also sick during it too. They had like a little cold or something.
Aw.
So
Well,
they were having the sniffles the whole time, and then Derb's trying to kill them on a hike.
Derb does do that
He
sometimes.
does
Yeah.
like to murder people on hikes. It's kind of his thing.
This year when I hiked Camelback, I did not have heat stroke symptoms. I was properly hydrated. Derb didn't try to kill me though. I didn't almost pass out. I threw up. What?
Are you there?
Ben was the woozy one that needed the rest of the day to recover because he had heat stroke and then threw himself right into shock by jumping into an ice cold shower.
It sucked.
And I took a tepid shower and slowly brought my core temperature back down and did not experience the same awful symptoms. Corey, what are you doing over here?
Tighten up my lines.
I like them.
Because the skin's broken everywhere now.
So, hold on, say that again. Ben forgot to give you the microphone.
I'm getting him nice and numb before I go back and tighten up my lines because the skin's broken everywhere now, so it will actually work and soak in.
So, what you're telling me is that even though your lines always look like single pass lines, they're not always single pass lines, and you take the time to numb them up in between that second pass?
Yes.
Why would you do such a thing?
Yeah.
So it's more comfortable?
Yes.
More humane?
Definitely. I think my clients definitely appreciate
What are you numbing them up with?
a cross between Bactine Max and Holy Water.
Perfect. Nice. I'm just getting some like what you're doing and why while we're sitting here for the tattoo process.
To get super, super numb. Like after I go back and I'm just getting them numb now, then I'm going to tighten my lines. Then I'll get them super numb before I start the shading. But I smother it. That's how I get it. Like with cling wrap. I feel like once you smother it, it really soaks in.
Yeah, it just kind of like pushes it into all of those tiny open holes in the skin.
Mm-hmm. 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 Mm-hmm.
How's it feeling, Ben?
Fine. Fine. I like a tattoo.
Um,
The hardest thing to deal with is Corey's attitude.
she does have an attitude problem.
Other than that, we Gucci.
There. Stuff is available for smashing.
Smashed down.
So, Kyle,
Vaccine breaks.
I was going to get footage of you getting tattooed last week, but I lost motivation and didn't leave my house all day.
And it happens.
A blood.
I'm just being honest.
Yeah.
Tell us about your tatty time.
I got my ribs blasted for 5 hours by Jordan. It was
Blasted.
yeah,
When you say blasted, what does that mean?
tattooed. I guess.
Tatty blasted?
Tatty, if you want to say tatty,
Tatty
blasted.
blasted?
Throw
Yeah.
Tatty in there. We just think he's in there blasted.
Ratty tatted?
Yeah. But it was a painful experience, to say the least.
How was the next day?
Honestly, the next day wasn't that bad.
Just like a sunburn, huh?
Yeah. It was like the least sore I've ever felt after getting tattooed.
Really?
Yeah.
Good.
It was like deceptively unsore at times where I'm like trying to stretch and it's like, oh, no, it's still sore. But it doesn't feel sore in the moment.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. How many more sessions do you think it's going to be for you and Jordan?
6, 7. It'll be a while.
That's fair. That's
Yeah.
fair.
It's just a
big
line work. Yeah.
Are you ready? I don't want to like put you on the spot, but
Give it to me, baby.
go over there. Show the camera. Yeah, maybe flip it so you can see what you're showing.
That's a rib tattoo.
Yeah.
I like
You guys got such a good start on that. I remember seeing Jordan's like mock up, his concept drawing, and I had no idea that you guys were actually going to accomplish like the whole first layer all the way down. Great job, Kyle. I know it sucked. Look at up there by your armpit. Kyle was like, "Yep, yep,
Good job, Kyle.
awesome."
I don't know if proud's the right word,
Did you
but
see that little Kyle nippy hanging out for a
I
second?
did. That's all I was looking at. What are you talking about?
Someone put it away.
Fresh
People
meat.
gotta pay for that next time.
Missed it.
You got to show Corey again.
I have to.
Get your nipples out.
Oh, did you see the tattoo?
Not your nipples.
You just missed the nipple.
Shit.
Oh, okay. I thought you missed the whole everything.
No, just
You'll have to check the video afterwards.
looks great. I like how it extends all the way into the armpit.
Into the pit.
Yeah, Jordan was very thoughtful about
The
making it
pit
work
of
well like
despair.
that.
Do you know about the pit of despair?
Hello.
A little bit.
My name is Amiga Montoya. You killed my father.
Kyle doesn't know about Princess Bride. We've gone over this.
I have a name
There's a pit of
tag.
despair in Princess Bride.
I have a name tag Velcro pouch that says, "Hello, my name is Amiga Montoya."
I'm looking for the six-fingered man.
Do you want me to sit back?
One of these
Wanna
days,
fucking do
Kyle,
it?
we're just going to have a movie night, and I'm going to make you watch some of these classics with me.
Okay.
Just so you get the inside jokes.
I have a list started as well. I just
Have you watched Point Break yet?
It's on the list.
Leave.
Speaking of
Leave.
Point Break, so
Leave. Just leave, Kyle. You're fired forever from the show.
Okay, do you want to run the rest of this then?
Got it, bro.
so my
Okay.
client Eric Ballinger,
Uh-huh.
the one that I'm doing all the Sandman stuff on.
Uh-huh.
Do you know who I'm talking about? He's got the long beard and
Yeah.
all the comic book art. So he follows us. I don't know if he watches every week, but
Shout
he
out,
watches
homie.
a lot of
What's
weeks.
up, Eric?
Hey, Eric. So he is watching Point Break. He had to stop halfway through because it was so intense.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
just saying, like, we're influencing. Like, people are jumping down our rabbit holes. Like, they're
It is the best. It's chaotic in
Yeah.
peace ways. Like, life doesn't get much better.
Ben, this means we're officially influencers. We're influencing people to watch rad movies.
If I have one goal in life, it's to influence people to watch Point Break. Can we do a Point Break tattoo? Okay.
Just scratch what you're doing right now, and just make.
Yeah. Start over.
Yeah.
Get the bleach in the SOS pad.
Get the bleach.
In the SOS pad. We'll get this off.
Yeah.
We just started.
Do you
It's
know
not
anybody
that
that's
deep.
ever actually taken a tattoo off that way?
No, it's a joke. Don't ever listen to me.
Do you know anybody that's actually used like the SOS pad technique,
No.
the steel wool technique? I'm not going to say I would ever recommend these things. I just wondered if you'd ever heard of people trying
No,
these techniques of
I have
at-home
not.
tattoo
I
removal.
always thought it was a joke, as I am making right now. It is a joke. Do not try to remove your tattoos with
Never-
SOS pads. You just said we're influencing people, and the very next thing we do is give out very poor
I
advice.
never said these were successful things. I asked if you knew anybody who had tried it.
No, the only successful home removal of tattoos that I've ever seen, I will not discuss on air, that were successful.
Did it involve
Lots of heat.
removal? Oh, they would just brand it off. All right. Well, I mean,
That's the way to do it.
sometimes
I don't even know if the
You
tattoo
know.
is removed, more or less made
just smudged
non-
around.
being able to be read or visible or whatever the right words in the circumstance are.
Oh man, you just reminded me of a story.
It smells
So back in the Easy Rider days,
Yeah.
so there's this kid walking around. He had like all the biker get up and stuff on. And by kid, he was probably early 20s, like looked like he just got his first Harley. His leathers were very
New.
crisp looking. Yes, they hadn't been road worn yet. Anyways, he takes his shirt off and he's hanging out for, quite a while. He takes his shirt off and then he's walking around in just his leather and he's got an outlaw tattoo, like a rocker on his belly.
Oh no, he doesn't.
And he did,
Not
but
anymore.
he indeed does not anymore. It was one of those like you will either remove that or cover it or we will remove it for you kind of situation.
Yeah, that's how that happens.
Yeah. So he had these two giant sticks of dynamite that were black put over it. So it was just two like black bars that were very huge and awkward and like they were black, but like Oh, they were not
Ouch.
done in the most kind.
No, I'm sure they were not.
They were not done the most kind. But
I'm
like
sure they
it
were not.
happened. It was one of
And
those like
he's lucky.
they kind of like drugged these to like one of their buddies that was tattooing there and just kind of like plopped him down. And
Yeah,
it
he's
happened.
yeah.
Yeah. So like if you're not affiliated,
Um
don't do things like that.
yeah. Let's just start with
A lot of what not to do.
if
today.
you're gonna be an MC, do one that's not scary.
Well, and also like there are ways to do it where basically don't get anybody's MC or fraternity or anything like that on you if you're not a part of it. That's like kind of like dishonest, number one, and number two, like very frowned upon, and they may react other ways than normal people.
They might go for your head or something.
Let's not be dramatic,
But yeah, this was probably like 2009, maybe 2010. Like
in your Chili rodeo?
yeah, Chillicothe.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
That doesn't surprise me at all.
Chillicothe.
There are several large motorcycle affiliations in Central Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm very particular. Like I wear a vest when I ride, and I was like, do you even put stuff on it? So I made sure all my stuff was like cartoony and like in no way, shape, or form mistaken.
So Ben's statement is like, I'm a biker, but not a serious one.
I'm not. I don't even.
I'm a cartoon biker.
I've ridden motorcycles since I was old enough to put my leg over a 60cc Honda. I think it was 12 when I started riding bikes, maybe even younger. And I have never once considered myself a biker. I went to my first motorcycle event ever, like 2-3 weeks ago. Well, it was probably a little longer than that, but like this year, this season, because the guy I work for had a motorcycle event at his place.
I earned a lot of stripes working motorcycle events.
Yeah. I don't want to say I don't like the culture because that's bullshit. I love the culture.
The clubs I'm friends with are really cool clubs. They're not the 1%er type of clubs. They are strictly like social. One in particular, they like raise money for
most
like children. It's called a Christmas clearinghouse, but it's one of their huge fundraisers. They raise money for kids all year long. Like
most motorcycle clubs are
collecting money and
99% amazing.
Mm-hmm.
1%.
It's the stereotype that bothers me.
Ben,
that was a Red Bull belch.
You're a little belchy today.
I just chugged a Red Bull. And we did slam some amazing tacos. They were pretty good.
I stopped at the new Chinese place. I came in and Ben and Corey have these delicious looking tacos in front of them.
They're pretty good. The new Chinese place is pretty good too.
Yeah, I like their noodles.
It's pretty good.
They're not as greasy as the other chain place.
Chain drive-through amazements. I am really looking forward to dinner tomorrow night because I think I'm going to go to a white table Chinese restaurant. Excuse me, I didn't mean to say that. That I haven't been to in years.
How many years, Ben?
How many
Wait, hold on. What are we talking about?
Chinese food. But I'm pretty pumped to go. It's definitely one of those places where they like do entrees for two, or like like they have house specialties, and you call the day before to have them prepare the Szechuan duck and stuff like that. Like, pretty excited about it.
I'm excited for you.
I'll tell you how it is.
So next week we're gonna have a food appreciation episode.
Better take some pictures.
No. The amount that I agree with that decision is none.
You're lame.
It is delicious. And I'm very excited. But it's one of those places it's like expect to spend $80-$90 a plate. And it's just Chinese food.
Yeah.
But it's like, you made those noodles, didn't you? You know, like everything is done.
Grandma made them noodles.
Grandma's grandma made them. They're that old. They've been in the freezer this whole time. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah. I don't mind paying for quality. Look, Corey, just zapping away.
You just look
What would you look at?
at it. Shut. You know?
Don't you? It's weird to start watching the TV, the monitor, or whatever we're calling it nowadays, because it's just like a little bit of a delay.
Just
But
a
you can
touch.
feel it
Yeah.
before. That would be weird.
Trying some new stuff on the back end, so we're doing it all on the spot.
Giggity.
You know what? You did the exact same thing before we went live too. Should have learned my lesson.
Yeah. Almost like I didn't warn you. Do you need me to sit back? Am I cramping your style? She called me perfect, guys. Did you hear that?
I heard it.
Write it in the books.
It's looking so nice. I kind of want to creep in a little bit closer on you.
Keep it in, Fawn.
All right, Kyle, you're on the ones and twos.
Hit it.
Okay.
1, 2.
So what's your next travel plan, Fawn?
I don't know that I have any per se right now. Probably, I don't know. I need to plan my year after December.
Yeah.
I'm only like I don't think I'm going to travel in November or December, so I'll probably use the next several weeks to get my ducks in a row and figure out what shows I want to go to. But right now I don't really have anything kind of floating out there, so this Jiminy Peak event was the last like obligation for a little bit. So I'll be home with my doggo.
On your birthday, November 1st.
Dogo Argentino.
In your size 8 Converse.
Doggo El Lolo. Yeah, in my size 8s. Watch me stepping.
In the club, in the club. Look how good he looks. Or she. I don't want to genderify it.
How good they look.
Is that how you're supposed to do it? Did I do it right?
Yeah, you could say it since it's a tattoo.
Yeah.
It's a piece of art.
Jeez. Way to dehumanize it. God.
I'm reaching my finger for once to put plastic down. Yeah. Oh, thank you.
You were woke right
Thank you.
Sleeve up.
Whip it real good.
Oh, good.
For those of you that don't know, the technique she's using is called a whip. And when you whip it, you drag your needle out, creating a feather pattern on the way out. Oh.
Careful, Ben. People are going to think you're a tattooer.
I'm not a tattooer, but I hang out with a bunch of them. I tried to learn to tattoo. I paid attention. I did my homework. No, I didn't pierce. I was an apprentice. Like I was, yeah. I was 6-8 months deep of a tattoo apprenticeship. It was like, nah, fam, wow.
Why did you think that it wasn't for you?
Other than the fact that I couldn't draw,
Did you try pre-iPad years?
oh yeah, this is still had to draw. That and there was I'm trying to be not disrespectful. Personality conflict that was too major to ignore between me and my mentor.
Okay.
I personally will only tolerate so much hate speech in my day before I want to remove your head from your shoulders. And that's not a healthy place to work or be in. So I said, here's an egg you can suck and have a good day.
Well, and that was the end of an apprenticeship.
Shitty apprenticeship. And she was getting a lot of love and support for actually airing it, not telling anyone, you know. So that's cool.
Right.
You know, I think the day of tattooers treating their apprentices like garbage is kind of gone.
Well, that was definitely the street shop mindset. You paid your dues by being the coffee run person, and you had to buy lunches. But I was the shop manager, so they hired me. I quit the job that I had for years to come manage the shop, and it was one of those like, well, since you're here, we might as well teach you to tattoo. So I had to run the shop and do my apprenticeship on top of that, which wasn't super crazy. But again, with the old school, you earn your spot in this shop mentality, I went from being the manager to being the helper in one fair swoop, and it kind of de-authoritized my position all in the same time. Not that I had a lot of power, but when you become everybody's helper because you're the apprentice, you then lose any type of authority that you have. I don't know how else to say that.
Like, I need this to be done because it needs to be done because the shop needs it to be done. They're just gonna be like,
do it yourself then. And okay. Not only that, the person that I had as my mentor was also brought up in that very hard-nosed, do what I say because I said it. If you don't like it, you can go. But when you are coming in off the street as I want to make it in this industry, you're willing to pay those dues. I'd paid my dues in 3 out of the 4 of my limbs and the quarter of my torso that I got tattooed at that shop by the fucking person that owned it. You know, like, not saying cash pays your dues, but y'all asked me to quit my job to come hang out here.
So that's all fair.
And fair. I didn't mind running and getting coffee and the jokes, but when it became personal attacks and belittling me with words that I wouldn't repeat to anybody in this room in an unfriendly manner, I wasn't gonna continue to be in that environment. And if I haven't even made it to the position yet.
You think that's just like one of the flaws of like the old school, like, break them down before you build them up mentality?
Except you brought me in. You had already brought me in. You offered me a position to run your studio, and then you treated me like some kid that was trying to come up in the art world. There's a difference.
Yeah, there's
you can't be both sides of that coin.
There's 2 different ways to like break somebody down and then build them up. Like, I think that phrase is used, like I just said it.
Yeah.
But like there's a good way to use it and there's a bad way to use it. And I think a lot of like the old philosophy for these mentorships is I gotta humble you. I gotta break you down. I gotta make you know you're nothing before I can teach you how to be something.
And there's a place for that. But
there is a place for that. But the thing is that where they're breaking, where I think these poor apprenticeships that break people's spirits, they're actually like breaking people down. Like, they're breaking them down as a person and making them feel less than.
Right. You don't need to talk about my weight.
Right.
You don't need to talk about my personal life.
When you're teaching somebody, like, sometimes you need to break their ego down and you need to be like, oh, I realize you think you know, but you really have a lot to learn.
You thought that was great, and I know that's the best one you've done. But look at this next level.
Right.
That makes sense to me.
A way to like humble somebody to show them more.
Run around the building because you didn't write this 5 on the paperwork 100% perfectly. You knew it was a 5. Obviously enough to talk shit about it. But because my handwriting is sloppy you're going to punish me in front of a group. And this is like the most minute example I can think of assholery that happened from 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. Monday through Friday. Because remember, I was the manager. So I was the first one in and the last one gone.
Yeah, I feel like that is just the worst way to, like I keep saying, break somebody down to build them up. Like the way you break somebody down is you say like, oh, draw this thing for me. Okay, here's 16 drawing exercises. Work on these today and then draw that thing again for me tomorrow.
Oh,
that's breaking somebody down.
you
That's
mean like if I spent all day painting something with some spit shade at my station, and the end of the day you just walk by with a magic marker and draw a fucking line through the middle of it and throw it in the trash can? Probably wasn't the most healthy way to teach somebody how to paint.
Probably not. That probably wasn't the appropriate way.
I might be misremembering it, but I'm fairly certain that's exactly verbatim how the fuck it went down.
Yeah, I don't think the tattoo world has to be like that to apprentices anymore. I don't think it necessarily needed to be that way to begin with. But you know, I get the hierarchy of like the mentor needs to establish that relationship of they are the teacher, you are the pupil.
There's a reason to listen.
But there are so many healthy ways to do that, and there are so many like mutually respectful ways to do that. And I think in this day and age, you know, some people are so desperate to become tattooers and they want this life so bad that they will endure horrible treatment.
Right.
Like I hear it all the time. People would be like, my first apprenticeship was garbage. My second apprenticeship is where I learned.
Right.
And why do tattooers have to be like that with each other?
Because that's how they were brought up.
We start hearing that less.
But it's the same as why do people over discipline their children? I'm just going to leave it at that. Because that's how they were raised.
That's fair.
It's the same here. This person came up in a very hard nose, I needed to prove myself environment. They are dying out, but that's, again, how they were brought up. So they feel that that's what they need to do to keep the tradition alive. Make sure you're cut from the right cloth to be a tattooer.
I don't know. I think my clients like it when I'm like sweet and nice and kind.
Well, duh.
And I think anybody that's wanted to learn from me likes that I'm like nice and kind when I give them lessons. Like honestly, and
a fawn pointer. I love a fawn pointer. Yeah. They're always so good.
I feel like it's absorbed so much better.
Wait, you mean if you don't feel like shit, you might listen? Oh my God, Fawn, you're blowing my mind here. You mean I don't have to feel bad when I learn?
No.
Oh, I've must have just been doing it.
I actually love when I can just like drop like a tiny little knowledge bomb on somebody, but when that bomb hits, it's like
you almost feel dumb anyway. Why you gotta make it worse? You know what I mean? Like
you just need that right little like piece of knowledge sprinkled on top.
Someone shows you something and you're like, what? For the last 6 years, I've been doing it like this, and I could have been doing it like that. It's crazy. Derp taught me one of those.
All those aha moments.
What was the derp trick?
So, you know how you get the paper towel, the balls of paper towel up in your needle? And I kept trying to get it out, pull it out. And he's like, you can take your other needle and just push it out and then put it right through your needle and it pulls the paper towel right out. And it did it like the first time.
Blew your mind.
Yeah. For hours probably trying to get little paper
towel and you'll see just that one tiny little strand of the paper towel, so you know it's there and you know it's just not making as crisp of a line as it should. So you're all like,
yep.
That's my struggle too.
I was actually just the last time I was over at Hyperspace, I was talking to Guy, and he was like, do you notice that Bounty is a little bit more cheap than it used to be? Like, basically, like, our conversation was, do I agree with him that Bounty is made less well now, post-pandemic? Like, it just pills up more, pieces fall off of it more, it gets tangled in our needle more, like, those kind of things.
Vivas. Nothing, because they're more like towels, but they get a lot of paper towel.
Yeah, they're pilly.
Yeah,
yes, they're soft, but they're pilly.
Soft. Yeah, and like one paper towel will last for a long time because they're like cloth. But
That's what I run at the house.
Vivas,
Yeah.
bounties are good. Bounties are cheaper.
They're okay.
Did Kyle fart?
No, that was the squeak of the chair.
So I blame it on you, Kyle, the squeak of the chair.
Sure, Kyle.
So today, I don't know if you guys can tell, we're not at our stage,
Normal
at our
setup.
normal desk. We're not. I rolled in with all the equipment and we
Yeah,
kind of took over Corey's room and set up over here. We turned a tattoo bed into our makeshift broadcasting desk today.
Exactly.
And it works wonderfully.
It's almost like we're ready to be mobile.
It's nice and
Almost.
cushy. No, these things are awful to move around.
No,
You
I
know
just
what a
meant your
not
setup.
fan I am of these chairs.
On it, then
I just meant the electronic parts, not the table you're at.
I've been taking this on the road. What do you mean?
It was
This
sarcasm,
just came off the road.
Actually, this weekend was pretty awesome. There was plenty of technology there, cameras galore.
Didn't you get some footage?
Yeah, you want to start playing?
Let's roll that beautiful bean footage.
Images on here. There's no videos. I didn't see any in the folder.
I will take a Bush Baked Beans sponsorship. I will mention baked beans in every episode for
Yeah,
a
it actually says Jiminy
lifetime
Beans.
supply of Bushes.
Those photos could be anything. Like I said, we were like swapping memory cards, and
Homestyle.
dumping stuff, and
Maple bourbon bacon baked
oh, there we go.
I'll take some. Do you have some baked beans?
Do you want some baked beans?
I would eat some right now.
Baked beans and tacos, that would make for great digestion. You know?
Sorry, we were just talking over your technical problems.
Oh, I mean that's fine. We're getting there.
Who's that?
This is Mark Lasarborough. He is Mark from Needle Jig. This was the second time I've seen his presentation on, I think it's called What's the Point? But he's talking about how and why different needle configurations were basically invented and their purposes, and the appropriate needles to use for the appropriate things. He takes the time to explain like what a bug pin is, and like, Corey, do you know what a bug pin is?
Yes. Schooled recently. I was taught wrong, I believe. And then
But like outside of tattooing, before these needles were repurposed as tattoo needles, do you know what bug pins are?
outside of tattooing?
Mm-hmm.
No.
So have you ever heard,
Any
you know
bugs?
how, yes, they are, Ben.
Like the little taxidermy bugs that you collect in these
Entomology.
entomology.
Yes, that's what they're for. They're
Mhm.
different teeny tiny little pins for articulating bugs on your boards to display them. So
It makes perfect sense.
one of the things that Mark explained that kind of blew a lot of people's minds was all of these
Jessica
are bug
uses them
pins.
probably at Paris.
But in tattooing,
Sorry.
we've got 8s, 10s, and 12s, and those are just diameters of the specific bug pins. So people typically think the smallest one is the bug pin. That's what is labeled the bug pin, but this is just an example of the things that he talks about. And he gets so into the technical of like how and why and like what the whole point is to like finding the right needles, he'll explain that like, yes, this needle may work for this purpose, but you're working 2 or 3 times as hard and you're traumatizing the skin 2 or 3 times as much before you get the saturation that you're looking for or the transition that you're looking for, where if you use the appropriate needle, it's less work for your hand, less work for your machine, less pain for your client, and a better heel.
So just like a
yes, you can
craftsman that
use
uses
any needle and make it work, but if you use the right needle for the right application, your tattoo heals better, your tattoo heals faster, your clients are more comfortable and happy, and you get better end results as a tattooer. So understanding the right needle for the right purpose is really important.
Well, it's just like in any trade, specific tools are made for specific reasons. Yes, a hammer is a hammer, but when you're a framer, a framing hammer is completely different than a mason's hammer.
Mhm.
And there's reasons for that. Will they both drive a nail? Yes. Is that the primary function? No. Like, so it's just it's cool to have the explanation of that. It's you know what I mean? Just like, hey, this is exactly what this
It's
tool
like
is for.
one of the
Same with painting.
comparisons he made was like a paintbrush. Like, are
Right.
you going to use a 24-inch roller to paint a cabinet? You can. There's probably a smaller roller or brush that would do a better job,
Right.
but you could fumble and like tuck that in the corners and like drip
Make
paint
it
everywhere.
work.
You could make it work. You can cover this piece of furniture with paint and make it look covered in paint, or you could use like the appropriate size paintbrushes and cover it with the appropriate amount of paint, and it'll actually like look nice and dry in an appropriate amount of
Right.
time and all the things.
Be less of a hassle.
Yeah, like you can force it, and you could, and for the same matter, like, you know, some people will use like an inappropriate liner for too many things. Like, you know, I could take a 1-inch painter's, like a artist's paintbrush, and paint that whole same cabinet too, and have it take 14 days.
Right.
And it probably wouldn't look as good as if I used the appropriate size 1 or 2 brushes.
I know it's super important in like woodcraft.
Yeah.
Like using the right bit and the right chisel and the right, you know what I mean? Just getting that exactly correct measurement.
Yeah, like for instance, if we're talking woodworking or metalworking, when you're boring something out, you don't like look at something and you say, I need a hole this big. I'm going to make a hole this big. You say, well, I'm going to make a hole this big and I need it centered here. It's going to make my guide hole with a tiny little bit.
Mhm.
And then you work your way up 1 bit size at a time so that everything stays what? Precise?
Wait, is that how you do it?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, one at a time.
Huh.
Bore it up and out. No?
I ain't over one. I ain't bored and nothing fun.
Just, I don't know.
No, but that makes sense because you're keeping consistency.
Where if you
Consistency
if you skip bits, then what do you have? You're going to have like little chips and
Grooves and
burrs
chunks.
because it's removing too much material too fast. Where you
Mhm.
go the appropriate size. If you go the appropriate size, you're going to get a better outcome.
Right. Can we go mobile?
I could probably have Kyle send me the link to my Instagram, and I can pull it up on my phone. If you want to go out to the garage,
Smoke break?
is that what
She's
we're doing?
ready to smoke.
I'm not connected to the Zoom for that. I was trying something different. So,
Oh,
yes.
So,
so we
there's
got no link.
Deb Penn it is. Okay, well,
You want me to make a run?
well, I can as well. I would like to stand up because my butt cheeks are numb. Is that okay?
Okay.
And smother.
Corey's gonna smother you. I'll run out. You stand. I'll bring it back in here. Is it just on the picnic table?
Yeah, it's my bag, my tan or my red bag.
Hold on, we missed that. Do it again. Show the dual technique.
Oh, now I'm nice and wet. It's actually dripping now. It's dripping down. It's in my socks. It's in my. You can touch me. It's okay.
Like a glove. Okay. I'll be right back. Look
Okay.
at you guys.
Yes. Why are you mad at my? I love a little flower action. You know, I have more flower tattoos than anything. I wouldn't go that far. I mean, it's definitely orange. Yeah, it's big. It's big and bright.
It's very living.
It's very bright. I need hold. Oh, I bet it is.
How are you feeling?
Fun.
Doing great?
It's an easy spot to sit because you're pretty much just sitting pretty naturally.
Yeah.
I'm not thin, so we're not like hitting bones or. There's lots of cushion for the pushing there. Yeah, it's not a bad spot to sit at all.
Nice.
I'm just large, and these chairs aren't made for large, and after about an hour of being in it, my lower half of me is numb.
That's fair.
No matter what we're working on, what we're doing,
It's getting
it's
my
just
side
something that
done by where it's just going numb the whole time because I'm just up like this for hours.
my bag was in here the whole time. Top pouch. I'm sorry, Fawn.
I'm not upset. I'm still fine.
Sorry.
It's all right.
It's not. Oh, wait.
Ben, I'd never yell at you.
That's malarkey. I didn't say you had. I said you would. If I was making poor life decisions, Fawn, I highly expect you to scold me. You're one of the few people in this world I would actually fucking listen
Ben,
to.
if I had to scold you, it'd probably be like, Ben. And
why
you'd
it won't
probably be
work.
like,
Sorry, you're right, Fawn. I'm a fuckhead.
it'd probably be one of those like, Ben, there are no words. And you'd be like, I know.
You somber.
You make me sad on the inside. That's not bad. Fawn's like, I'm going to fuck with your emotions, son.
No.
Yes, that's how it would work. There's a button. You hit the button?
Oh, there
Button.
it is.
Yeah.
I feel like in this day and age, I gotta like test to see if there's a button or not.
Right? Just give it
Some of them do, some of them don't.
a tester. It might need,
There we go.
It might need some more things. Okay.
Okay.
Show don't stop, baby. Since Kyle didn't make us mobile.
Well, we're trying new stuff. Hopefully the
Yeah.
feed quality is gonna be better. Experimenting.
Come hold my microphone.
I will say this experiment, not so great.
Not
But
to
you know,
me, just
it's okay. We're trying. That's what matters.
Out my best Shania Twain
The
song.
camera's behind you. You got your back to it. What's your shirt say?
And
Anti-Animal Cruelty Club.
That's right.
There's a bunch on the side.
It's gotta melt down.
Just feel like you have to. Or maybe talk in a different voice.
Are we getting the ASMR, Corey?
Yes.
You kind of go straight into the bouncy voice sometimes with the microphone. You don't have to really.
You are a very good podcast voice. I do think so.
You are a nerd. We all are nerds, or we wouldn't be doing this.
That's very true. As I raise a noisemaker to the microphone.
Crinkle, crinkle. ASMR episode.
Crinkle. Crinkle.
We're just trying all sorts of new things.
For those of us that don't know what ASMR is, what is it?
It's those weird videos where people just like chew stuff into a microphone. Like they'll have a super sensitive condenser mic and they'll be like,
It's all about the
I can't get into it. It almost is like
tingles and vibrations. You get
almost
listening
like
to something.
overstimulation for me, where it's like I can't. Like if I stop for like 3 seconds on one of those, I'm either really confused and I just like pull my phone far away, like and people are listening to this, and then you'll see like people jumping onto the feed, and I'm like, I can't scroll something I can giggle at. Okay.
Mouth noises are my least favorite thing in the world. Like if we're eating together and I can hear your mouth while you're eating.
In my family, growing up, we called that smacking your gums, and that's something we didn't do.
You got smacked in the gums for it.
Never did. I never did. I didn't test it.
Figuratively.
I didn't test it. I probably would have though. I didn't.
Yeah, it was the thing. Shut your mouth when you chew. Like, I don't understand why that's a hard concept. And when I can hear you from across the table, it makes violence want to exude from my body onto your face.
But Ben, let me ask you this. How do you feel about when people rake their teeth across the fork?
If I can hear your mouth making noise while you eat, I don't give a fuck what that noise is. I want to murder your face.
But beatboxing without food in your mouth, totally
It's
cool.
amazing. It's amazing.
There's a different sound.
This is an intentional rhythm as opposed to lazy gluttony.
Lazy gluttony. It's fair.
I can't slow down enough to make this enjoyable for everyone. Instead, I'm going to make you listen to my saliva.
My ears
would-
are cringing just
I would
thinking
love
about
for
it.
somebody to tell me I'm wrong. You can't. You can't. Because that's what you hear. You hear suction and saliva.
Some people find comfort in suction and saliva.
Not while I'm ingesting nutrition, Kyle. It's not a very pleasant dinner conversation. I just want to eat my fucking mashed potatoes. I don't want to think about your sucking saliva. Jenny from the block, 4 tables over. I was enjoying sushi one time and literally could hear the person eating across the room. And I had to look at the person that I was with, and I was like, that's just not me, right? They're like, no, that's fucking loud and obnoxious. And it took everything I had in my soul not to just to act, like, how do you politely ask somebody that? Excuse me, would you mind not being a cow? That would be amazing.
I feel like if somebody ever compared me to a cow chewing their cud, which sometimes is the comparison I've heard for such people,
A plus B equals smoke.
just
Nope. Same
nope,
as
I wouldn't appreciate it.
same
Appreciate it none at all.
same person I was dining with, breakfast restaurant, and these 2 chuckle fucks came in like they just got done running a goddamn marathon. Sat down smelling like the gym sock of yesterday. And I'm like, there's beads of sweat still on you. You know you smell like a fucking shoe. The fuck are you doing coming into a restaurant, you rude fucking piece of shit?
This was like a sit down restaurant. Not
I'm at a table waiting
like
on
a
Eggs
freaking
Benny, and I can smell the person next to me.
Hold on. First of all, we gotta rewind.
What? How much I love Eggs Benny?
Yeah, we can't just skip over that.
Butter gravy. It's my favorite thing.
Hollandaise.
I do love Waffle House, but they don't fuck with the hollandaise. There's several choices around town for hollandaise, but I ain't giving out my secrets because fuck all you people. I don't want my restaurant to be crowded. I feel strongly about it.
Ben wants to keep it secret.
It's my spot.
Keep it secret. Keep it sacred.
It's my lemon leaf. It's so fucking good. No, it's one of my favorite breakfast foods. But if I can,
Any breakfast tattoos?
no,
Do you have any food tattoos?
I have a fish hiding from a lemon.
Can we do some little fish tattoos when it comes time for more little filler stuff?
A little fish tattoo?
Little food tattoos.
You said fish.
Did I say fish?
It's
Little
okay.
food tattoos. I
understand.
misspeak sometimes.
I thought I
Little
knew what
food
you
You
meant.
said fish.
I did. I have a
I
fish.
just repeated.
Yeah, my fish is hiding from a lemon underneath an umbrella. This is kind of my homage to cooking. But yeah, I'd do a couple little food tattoos.
Have I ever mentioned how much I like to tattoo sushi when the opportunity presents
What the
itself?
fuck was that, Corey? What are you doing down there? Get it together. Jesus. I like sushi, but I don't know if I like sushi enough to get it tattooed on.
Okay. But I could see you getting like an Eggs Benny on you.
Oh, I would get an Eggs Benny all day, every day.
Where do Eggs Benny?
It better be the most hyper realistic baller ass fucking Eggs
Did
Benny
you
of
see the
all time.
cheeseburger I did on Cameron?
Did I say it wasn't gonna be? I'm just setting expectations, Fawn.
You know how
Right.
passionate I am about
All right.
a Benny with the hollandaise,
Let's do it.
garnish, all the
On.
accoutrements.
On. You want to put it in my knee ditch instead of some space?
Well,
No, I do not. I do not.
what do you have on your other knee? Anything
A bear?
in that ditch? On the knee ditch.
Oh, nothing.
We might get an Eggs Benny over there.
No, Fawn. It was a joke.
Do it.
It was a
I
joke.
was just imagining little, but like if you're gonna give me a spot to put an Eggs Benny, we're gonna put like an Eggs Benny with a hash brown next to it. There's gonna be a little goat food on the plate, garnish, sliced fruit, bacon on the side,
If we can find the spot,
sausage,
Okay.
links and patties.
have hard.
Right.
And I don't eat links. I don't eat links. The fuck, Fawn? No.
Linker.
If I want a hot dog, I'll order a hot dog. Sausage link. I don't need extra skin in my day.
It's fair, but
Mhm.
not all sausage is created equal.
And that's why I get patties. You melt the bad shit away, I guess. I don't know. In a link, it's all juiced and boiled and it's contained and
I'm with you. I'm not
skin pop in
usually a
your mouth
fan.
with a bunch
I'm
of
not.
grease.
I'm not personally usually a fan of the breakfast sausage. However, there is an exception, and I'm going to tell you what that exception is.
Blueberry.
Another exception.
Now, there's some handmade quality shit out there that I am willing to
I
ingest.
was just going to say
So-
smoky links. I can get down with a smoky link
Oh,
anytime, but that's really just a tiny summer sausage,
For sure.
and I'm cool with that.
Yep.
I know what I'm expecting. I know what I'm going to get.
In an ordering breakfast environment, the quality of link over patty, of cased meat over pressed meat, is completely different. You have to be able to keep your fat content under a certain amount on a pressed patty, so it stays a certain size, a certain weight. In a link, you can get that wet weight because it's encasing the grease.
I have a confession to make.
What? You love that
Um,
greasy?
I honestly only like hand formed patties.
See? Do you know
Yeah,
why?
where they get like they
Little
plump up a
Crispies?
little bit. Yeah, they're like you
Mm,
know I
those
like
are
I
Crispies.
like the caramelized on the outside, the little bit of char, that coriander, just sets it off.
Oh, yes.
How do we start talking about food like
We
this?
always talk about food like this.
We need food tattoos.
You
Yeah.
started talking about food tattoos, and now we're both hungry.
I've got a pizza Steve. I've got a bacon strip.
I can give you some escargot in the shell.
No, your snail needs to be alive. Don't think I could get
Fine.
a dead snail on
In
me.
the shell. I can still be alive.
Okay, all right. If it's alive and not already seasoned with lemon.
Mm. It's like a crumble of pink salt.
Just the no pink
Not-
salt.
Yeah.
Not on my. He's got to be alive.
I just meant in real life.
In real life, if we're like snacking on snails, maybe. But like if we're talking about my spirit animal snail, he's got to be alive and
Is your
like
spirit? That's
exuberant.
too much pressure now. You get no snails.
He has a hat.
Oh,
that
I've
just
never
looks
told you.
like
I think a
salt.
snail could very well be my spirit animal. Have we jumped down this
I'm
rabbit
sure we have, and maybe I didn't make that correlation, but no. Indulge me.
hole? I mean, I'm also
For the sake of the
super torn
3-hour
to
podcast.
nautiluses. Like my hand is like an alien nautilus shell that's kind of like entrapped. I don't know if I've ever fully explained that other than being like it's this bio weird thing, but it's like nautilus. So anyways, snails are rad because what do they
But
do?
anyway, snails are rad. Can that be the name of the episode this week? But anyway.
Anyway, well, the nautilus shell is special because of the geometric form to it, the way snail shells and nautilus shells wrap around themselves, according to the golden ratio, like it's like sacred geometry meets
Perfection.
life, and that's cool to me. So, but snails, like, let's just think about the life journey of a snail. What does a snail do? It like
Slithers.
exists. It looks at things. It takes in the sunsets. It chills next to waterfalls. They're always next to cool moss. You'll find them under cool rocks. Like, have you ever met a snail that wasn't just chilling? And then what's their self-defense? Do they ever hurt anything else? No, they just retreat into their little shell. Like, they're fine. I relate. But when you see one that's like curious, like when you actually like have one and you're playing with it and it's all like do do do, like they're just as curious as we are. So, anyways, I relate to snails a lot. So, like, if and
Fun.
when you're going
That's-
to put a snail tattoo on me,
That might be the cutest thing I've ever heard you say.
I thought we'd had the discussion that I very well think a snail could be my spirit
I'm just
animal.
putting it out there.
They're
That
just slow and steady.
might be the cutest thing you've ever
They
said.
also leave a little mark everywhere they go, which is kind of
Trail.
cool. Like, I like to leave a little mark.
I get slugs in my basement that come up through my sump pump well, and they are this big, yay fat leopard slugs.
Leopard
They have
slugs.
leopard prints. They're humongous, and they leave a slime trail that you can see from across the room. So I always just follow the slime trail, then find them, take them outside, and throw them outside. I should start tagging them. How do you
See if
tag
we're
a
making them
snail? Are you a different snail? You can microchip it. Can I mark it with a Sharpie?
I don't think that's gonna work.
Anybody that is actively listening could tell
Knows how
me
we could
how
tattoo and mark.
to. I don't know if I want to tattoo a slug. It'll probably kill it.
Well, how else could you mark it?
I already got it. I don't know. If anybody listening knows how to tag a slug, would you please let me know? Should I just start capturing them and creating a slug empire? And then I could just have a leopard slug, like, I don't know where they live, but I would call it a jungle. Like terrarium style. I could get a bunch of dead things and just have Slug Kingdom. People would be like, "What's your pet, bro?" And I'd be like, "Leopard slugs."
You gonna feed them banana peels?
I'll feed them whatever the fuck slugs eat. Do they eat banana peels?
I don't know. I feel like they might.
Does it make
Like
them
strawberries.
go faster?
I don't know.
I think they
Yeah,
eat cat food. To be honest with you,
Detritus material.
because I always
I
find them.
don't know that, but I do know that carrots are good for them.
I always find them near the cat food. I think they slither in their miles journeys to eat Friskies. Actually, I don't buy Friskies, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. Kibbles and bits for cats.
For cats.
What is it? Kitten caboodle?
No, it's Purina. I got to do the hairball control because I got the long hair. Otherwise, I walk and puke every day. It's an amazing thing. By the way, if anybody wants cats, call me. Please. Please.
I love the desperation in your voice.
I like cats from a distance.
I'm thankful that my cats are super low maintenance. I just gotta let them. I gotta make them come back in the house. That's the most high maintenance part of our day.
Yeah, if anybody wants a cat, just holler at your boy.
So Ben's ready to be a dog
She's sweet.
person only.
Yeah. Yeah.
Slowly migrating towards it.
I'm kind of on a no replacement policy right now. Just let's wind this train down a little bit. There's
That's
5 animals at my house.
5.
I have 3
Well-
cats and 2 dogs.
I forget about the outside ones.
Yeah, he's a pain in the fucking ass. They all are. Things I have to feed. Poop I have to clean. Okay, hear me out. I'm done handling other things' feces. It's really all it boils down to.
It's fair.
I don't want to do it. It's not fun. My one kitty is 16-ish, and she's got jacked up hips, and is just can't make it to all the things, and it's just like, if I have to do that one more time, I mean,
Well,
when's the right time?
nobody can answer that question for you.
I wish somebody would. Because if it was from my frustration level, it would have been a long time ago. I don't know. I love fuzzy things. It's just a lot of fuzzy maintenance, A lot of fuzzy maintenance. Between fuzzy things and things that consume gasoline, I'm kind of out. I think I'm going to get an electric scooter and sell everything I have with a motor.
Kyle's playing with the
His hair
Sour Patch
touched my
technology
ear.
demons. Are you sure it was his hair, not
Yeah,
his sleeve?
no, it was his hair. And that's how I knew he was behind me. And it was kind of weird. So it was,
That makes sense.
no, I'm not mad at you, Bubby. It was just to like, but yeah,
That good?
Pull it in closer, but it's good for now.
between furry things and things that take gasoline, I'm kind of tapped out on wanting to take care of anything.
That's fair. That's fair. You do have a lot. Like, they're all small responsibilities, but it does add up. Like, if you have a few of those responsibilities, like, land at the same time.
Yeah, I just had all this responsibilities land at the same time.
But I'm sorry.
Right, man. It's just life. Just I'm ready for an electric scooter. Not doing that and plugging something in. My luck, that would break too, though.
I don't know. I'm ready for like a squirrel suit.
Are we going to FurryCon? Oh, damn. You mean like skydiving?
Yes.
Fuck.
No furry.
Imagine that.
Me.
Imagine
Damn.
you could get.
Yeah.
Look, if you
I am the last person I'm taking to FurryCon is fucking.
fully supportive. Okay, I fully support you going to FurryCon. I don't think it's going to be my cup of tea though.
We don't have to bang the other furries. There's like a special handshake and wink you gotta know. If you just don't handshake and wink, it's just fun in costumes.
You know those tails aren't sewed to the costume. I'm not cool with that.
Yeah.
Not all.
I'm not cool.
It's all a sex thing, Kyle. Every single one of them wants a bang. Absolutely. 100% blanket statement. I'm judging everybody. Duh.
Of course.
Duh. I mean, yeah, I'd go. Can we be squirrels though? Or should we be different things so people don't think that we're furrying together? I don't know the rules, Fawn. We gotta learn the rules before we go, okay?
No, you're kind of reminding me of that Burberry jacket from a few years ago that I really, really wanted.
That peacoat you wanted to buy?
No, I
Wasn't a
want
peacoat,
I
it was a
want one.
raincoat.
I've always wanted one of the like timeless Burberry trenches for sure. But they had these puffers that were fawn printed, and I just I would it be doing too much if I wore a fawn printed jacket? Because it'd be my everyday, and I just have
As
a
your
hoodie under
fashion
it.
consultant, run that game, boo boo. Run that
It's
game.
not doing too much. It's just
No.
enough.
Dot your fucking nose and paint your eyelids white. It'll be amazing.
I'm not dotting my nose or painting
Please.
my eyelids white. And if I was gonna do anything to my eyelids, it would not be making them white. Never in my life.
Make you look like a baby deer.
Huh?
It make you look like a baby deer.
It's not often that I wear makeup. I gotta have like a purpose.
You've never been. You're on a purpose.
Actually, all the makeup that I have is all like matte, and it's for like photography purposes. It's not like normal everyday makeup. It's
Yeah.
like I don't know.
Like,
My makeup is just bruise cover stuff.
What'd you say?
My makeup is all just the bruise cover stuff.
Nice, Ben.
Yeah.
That makes you sound like a batterer.
It's mine.
Been battered.
I've been back. What? How does that make? Jesus, so
It's like
quick
I've
to
already
judge.
got your color on the shelf.
That's you. You're a pale pink. Oh, I know.
Oh man, that'd be
I could be a fucking sales rep.
It's the worst.
I'm kidding.
So I did work at Victoria's Secret before I was a tattooer.
Uh-huh.
Those days I wore makeup pretty regularly.
Yeah.
Like it was usually pretty like natural looking, but I did.
Believe it or
Believe it
not,
or not,
I
I
used
can
to-
do makeup.
I used to wear more suits than gym shorts.
There was a time.
There was a time.
Could have guessed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Black pants, black blazer. Usually I'd have like a pink shirt on. Just I like pink more than people would imagine.
either at Victoria's Secret or the makeup.
I don't know. Honestly, working at Victoria's Secret was probably a very natural precursor to tattooing for me. Like I've mentioned before how like touching people is kind of
I can't
my
see.
comfort zone.
You're gonna wear.
And if it wasn't for a lot of the interactions that I had at Victoria's Secret where like anybody that needed help with their bra, like we'd go into the fitting room with them, and usually if women would need help, sometimes there was mastectomy scars, sometimes they would have only one breast, sometimes they would be lopsided, sometimes they would be young and not fully developed and shy, and so I had to set my own insecurities and my own discomfort aside for the sake of making somebody else feel better about themselves. And I think some of those lessons that I learned are what led to my bedside manner that people have complimented me on. And it's a funny thing. I never would have imagined that I would be tattooing or like working intimately and like with my hands on people the way that I do. But if I didn't learn those tricks to like make myself comfortable as well as making my client comfortable, it would have never been as easy of a transition to get comfortable, like having my hands on somebody else's body. Like
You don't
if I'm
touch
working
people
on
at most
somebody on
jobs.
this
Like,
table, like both of my arms are on you. I can feel you breathing. I can feel you moving. If your stomach gurgles, I know. If you burp, I know. If it hurts more and you hold your breath, I know. Like,
did
and
it
at the
happen?
same time, like when I'm that close with a client, they can feel me as well. So it's really like, I don't know.
Me and Jordan shared an intimate moment when he was tattooing me as he just had it,
Tell me about your intimate moment, Kyle.
as he's trying to get up in my ribs.
Your bromant, if you will.
Yeah. As I'm just laying here accepting what happened, and he just laid his arm across my face. I was like, all right, sure.
Well,
This is what needs to happen.
just stretch your whole body face first.
It's hard when you're getting to a neck not to put your hands on their face.
Sometimes I have to. And like most of my I've done a couple of throats lately, but they were both like heavily tattooed by me and we were very comfortable with one another. So when I'm like mashing their chin up,
Right.
we're cool.
When,
It wasn't my first time tattooing. It's gonna be awkward, but like, sorry, my hands on your face.
when Ben Rife,
Ease up your
right. Ben Rife did my collarbone up into my neck here, and the only way to get it was to put his elbow like across my head, and it was very awkward. It looked good.
Yeah.
That's all that matters.
How do we get down that rabbit hole? Oh, makeup. Yeah. So I used to wear makeup.
Shop. So good. Or they do like they compete and they have like a subject, what the makeup's supposed to be like. It's on Netflix. It's really good.
Glove.
It's crazy how complicated makeup has become.
What's crazy is how y'all bitches be lying. I'm just gonna I'm just throwing this out there. The fuck y'all doing? If you look like a completely, you come in here looking like Boo Boo the crackhead before you start, and you leave looking like, that's just a lie. Stop living your life a lie. Just, I've seen you without makeup. No, you don't. My thing is like, come on. It's okay to be a person.
Yeah, it is.
Can we
Really
all just be people?
Be comfortable in your skin.
I mean, I would like you more seeing you. If you got to put on 38 layers of makeup to feel secure about yourself, I'm sorry.
What you want to do? Do my thing.
Would have told you to do that anyway.
But I will be fine with you.
I don't even want you to talk to me anymore about colors. Is that okay? I just kind of want to look down to a done tattoo. I made way more decisions than I normally do already. Okay.
Here we go.
Yay, color.
Satisfying. She likes it.
Fun likes
Well, when you
color.
got Aster Blue? Darker teal, whatever it's called.
She likes those technical names like the whatever it's called.
The technicals.
She's sailing right along.
She is.
Hashtag any of your supplies when you post your work.
Hashtag Starbright sometimes. I mean, obviously I tag True Tubes. I don't know. Oh, speaking of Tommy's Supplies and Starbright, Tom Ringwalt was at the Needle Jig event in Massachusetts. That was kind of cool. Corey's making decisions on the fly, making crazy faces at Ben.
This is how I tattoo.
That's confidence, people. That's all that is.
Dude.
Good stuff. Is it her?
Feels like you're tattooing me, yes.
Yes.
I got to do some coloring. My little one has the whooping cough.
Oh.
So I got to work from home yesterday. And normally I'm off by like 3:30, but we made it to about 1:45 before she was like, Dad, off the computer. You know what I mean? Like, she was over it. She was like, we are coloring this picture. You're doing it with me. I'm like, all right, baby. So I clocked out and we got to color one of the jumbo print coloring book things.
Nice.
It was a lot of fun.
It's funny how much respiratory or how many respiratory things are going around. When I was headed out Saturday, I dropped my dog off at my sister's. And as I was talking to her, she's like, yeah, I'm going to keep her home from school Monday because she's been stuffy. She missed whole last week, yada, yada. And I'm like, well, you two sound pretty stuffed up too. And she's like, no, we're good. By the time I picked my dog up,
Whooping cough.
I'm not going to say it was whooping cough, but
Well, one of my
the congestion
associates
snuck up on him.
one of my associates called me today and was like, hey man, blah 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 blah, I'm home with my kid who has whooping cough. And I was just like, that's awkward.
So that to be like a triple threat because no one has any immunity to the flu. And it's coming up, and then COVID, and then the RSV in kids is really bad. So the three of them combined is supposed to be pretty rough.
Well,
Yay, here we go again.
stack up on them Kleenex. Get the Puffs Plus with lotion.
I like the grease.
It makes a difference when your nose is chappy chapped.
Well,
I got my
Think of your little tiny baby.
I hear the words you're using with
Hmm.
greasy.
Well, don't use them on your man nose then, but you should get some for the little one.
Okay.
You could even get one like in a sparkly pink box just for her.
That is.
Yep. And then she could keep her little booger diggers off of yours.
She said booger diggers. Those are fingers, people.
I'm just saying, every little kid that's stuffed up, you know where their fingers are going.
Nope, not my baby angel.
Maybe not in front of you because she knows better.
Do you remember when I saw a video that Em posted when she was saying shit? And she realized that she shouldn't say shit. Well, my nephew at the family reunion, we were out playing putt-putt golf, and he didn't make a shot, and he said, shit. It's pretty funny.
It is.
I thought of Lily.
But Lily was justifying to her mom. Her mom walks in the room. She goes, Mom, I know I'm not supposed to say shit, right? Like, shit's an adult word, and I'm not supposed to say shit. And maybe when I'm an adult, I can say shit.
Is that on TikTok or Instagram? I wonder if I could
have
find it real quick.
No clue.
I'm going to see if I can find it.
It is good. I thought it was great how Hudson said it in context.
Yeah, I don't correct her when she swears appropriately.
Yeah.
Later, we talk about how she's not supposed to use those words, but I try not to draw attention to it in the moment. She called somebody a motherfucker the other day, and I was just like, well placed. And I just I didn't really say anything.
The backstory is
Nah.
she tossing banana peels to strangers too?
Probably.
Come
She's my kid.
Give us the deets.
See, somebody was being a motherfucker, and she called him on it. I ain't mad at it. But later, it was, hey, baby, you know you're not allowed to say motherfucker, right? Yeah, I know. Like, okay. So especially around like other people, like at school, or we don't use words like that. Or, no, they're adult words. I know the adult words. Okay, let's just leave it at that. No, she's just randomly motherfuckering things that weren't appropriate. I'd correct it on the spot. But that person was being a motherfucker.
It was appropriate.
So, like, let it ride. Yep.
I don't think I'm going to be able to find said video.
It was,
but I'm going to
it's
keep
pretty
looking while we're
old.
chit-chatting. It's great.
You could probably text M and get it faster.
I thought for sure she sent it to me, but it's hard telling on what platform we were communicating on.
She probably has it on her phone.
Be like, send me this link.
I am right now.
Nice. Ben's on it. Watch him looking on Instagram. She'll be like, no, it's on my TikTok. Because that's how it always goes.
That's one thing I'm extremely grateful for is being on very good terms with baby mama. It makes moments like these even nicer when I don't have to feel weird about sending her a text about a random fucking video she posted on the internet 2 years ago.
Makes life a little bit easier.
It makes life hella easier when the only thing both of us are worried about is raising our kid.
You know, I got to give both of you guys credit because I'm definitely close with both of you. And it's really cool to see, like, it's never cool to see, like, a relationship end, but it's really cool to see how respectful you guys have both been towards one another the entire way. That's incredibly rare. And
I'll take that.
I think that's a compliment to both of you.
But it's hard not to bash. It's just the culture we live in. It's the mind frame most people keep. Is it's very, very easy to, well, fuck them. And it's like, no. If I'm not saying that, you shouldn't be saying that, and I don't want to breed that kind of culture. So we still got a kid to raise.
You guys didn't talk to each other like that
ever.
Yeah. So, like, why would you start?
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of refreshing. I guess maybe that's what I'm looking for. It's refreshing to see respectful uncoupling. Is that what they call that? Uncoupling?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, heaven forbid our focus is raising our child, as most people should be. We don't have to be best friends, but we still have a job to do.
But that's very mentally mature, both of you.
Fucking serious.
I can't find the viral cuteness.
We'll see. It is a half hour to bedtime, so I know she'll have her phone in her hand. Just give it a second.
So, Kyle, you were holding down the fort while everybody was gone.
I was.
What's up, Fort Holder?
So, what's been going on at the old True Tattoo Supply? How's everything?
Old True Tattoo. I mean, it's been good. It's been fairly slow. It's just hanging back, packing orders. I mean, it's not really much to it.
Everybody's saving money for that Christmas rush.
The Christmas rush?
Oh, yeah. Everybody's like, well, I'm going to wait to get tattooed because Christmas is right around the corner.
They do that. Except for them canceling. I said at least they do that. That's respectful to say, I'm going to wait. Some people schedule in December and then forget that they have to buy their baby Christmas presents and then they cancel.
There's this funny thing I do when people are scheduling their follow-up appointments right now, because like some tattooers will schedule like your several appointments out, but I like to do one appointment and then our follow-up appointment will be the next month and then so on, so we can within the month work around one another's schedules. Where was I going to go with this?
You like to remind them?
During the holidays, when it comes time to reschedule that follow-up, I'm always like for instance, if I was working on you today, Ben, any other month, we would just like clockwork look for around about the closest day that I have available that's a month out or 5 weeks out. Like that's what I do. I try to keep it ballpark a month out. But this time of year, I'm always like, are you sure? Because we've got the holidays coming up. Yep. And it's funny where somebody will be like, yeah, let's go ahead. And then they'll be like, you know what? So I do want to, yes, clients, potential clients, tattoo collectors, like, yes, it is your responsibility to like think ahead and, do I have money to do the holidays and get tattooed at the same time? And if not, don't schedule, don't spread yourself too thin for a luxury that can wait till after the holidays.
That's why I just don't buy any people. I just don't buy anybody anything for Christmas.
But
I look you dead in the eye and tell you to fuck off.
I don't do obligatory gifts,
Buy
really.
your own thing.
Not
I don't.
I like surprise gifts,
I don't
but
see
not
the
like
point.
obligatory.
Yeah, I don't see the point of being forced to buy someone something
Society's
just because.
There you
Right.
go.
Yeah.
Now, I would rather you buy a 99-cent trinket at the random ass store that reminded me of you and give it to me on a Tuesday than you feel the need to hold a special moment for a day. It makes no sense to me. Why we got to give gifts because Jesus was born? Because the wise men did?
Because people are making money off.
I wouldn't mind if somebody brought me some frankincense or myrrh. I'll take that.
I like that we all just skip.
They do. They do some. I don't care. Gold doesn't do anything for your chi, but frankincense and myrrh do.
But more of just I don't get it. I don't get it because then it's like, did I know you well? Do I know you well enough to get something that you actually enjoy? And then when somebody gets me something random that wasn't exactly what you were thinking, it's like, oh, so you don't know me well at all. At all. So then now you've got a bunch of shit that you don't actually want.
Can you pull this up?
I am not able to pull stuff up right now.
You can't pull anything up?
No, I know. I screwed it up.
Oh, okay. Well,
I know.
The fuck, Kyle?
I know. I'm sorry.
All right. Well, next week we're going to show this.
Oh, we're playing
awesome
the audio.
video.
I went through it a lot.
Let me grab the handheld. I'm just going to come over your shoulder.
That was obnoxious, and I'm sorry. Hang on. Let me pull it up.
Thinking of the cord.
Sorry, I'm bumping you guys everywhere.
It's okay. It switched to reels instead of.
Oh, everything video on Instagram switched to a reel.
Yeah, it's dumb. I hate it.
Oh, hold on. Gotta hold the mic up to that.
It's a word.
What's a word?
It's for
Hold the mic
moms
up to
and
that.
dads.
Mm-hmm.
That's for moms and dads. I can't say shit.
Please don't say it.
I can't say it.
Yeah, I asked you not to say it.
Because the dads do it.
Mm-hmm.
When you do something, you have to do it.
Mm-hmm.
We have to listen to our moms and dads.
Correct.
And when we say shit, can't do it.
Yeah, you can't say that word.
Because that it's a word.
What's a word?
It's for moms and dads.
Mm-hmm.
It just started over. Now, mind you, I think she was 2.5 in that. Maybe just turned 3. I can't say shit. It's for moms and dads. Hilarious. Hilarious. That's my baby.
You guys are cruising on that.
She's
Mhm.
I just
flying.
realized. Let me jump back there.
I'm not a slow tattoo, I don't think.
That's kind of part of being a humane tattooer. Oh, well, back to what we were talking about. I was gonna say, like, clients, customers, collectors, be considerate. Don't stretch yourself too thin over the holidays financially to get tattooed. Like if it's going to be tight, just wait. But like don't do the thing where you reschedule 4 times, because now you've eaten up several days potentially, and you've put a strain on your artist, like whether they tell you or not. You do when you do that. But artists, also be mindful and remind your clients, like, hey, we do have Thanksgiving coming up. We do have Christmas
Right.
coming up. We do have New Year's coming up. If you're traveling or anything, should we wait? And the other thing is, if they're traveling, even if finances aren't an issue, even if they have plenty of money, if you're traveling, do you want to get tattooed before you travel, or
Right.
should you wait till after this trip? So this time of year, those are things that I always ask. And I feel like by taking that time to ask ahead of time, it hopefully prevents some of the cancellations and fallouts. You know what I mean? Like, no matter what, this time of year, cancellations happen. But taking that moment ahead, I think, kind of is like a insurance policy for me.
I didn't want to drop the microphone again.
Again,
I had to learn from my mistake.
I see you. I see you. Yeah, it is definitely inevitable this time of year. We always get more cancellations, but like collectors, just be mindful. Like, we would rather see you in January than reschedule 3 times over the next 2 months. Like,
I have an appointment in January. Pretty pumped on that.
pretty pumped. What are you getting in January? Always.
I've got another tattoo coming up too.
You want to talk about this one?
On the
Is this
17th.
talk aboutable?
Yeah.
Talk
I mean,
aboutable?
yeah. Going out to hyperspace to get tattooed by a guy. So that's exciting. It'll be a good time. Finally get to go out there.
You haven't been to hyperspace yet, correct?
I have not.
I'm going to try and swing it, but I don't know how practical that's going to be with my schedule right now.
Okay.
But I would love to travel out with you.
Yeah, I got the text like 2 days ago. So
The first time you go out, you feel like you're lost the whole time. And then, like, you pull up to where the directions tell you you're pulling up, and it's like, down, 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 down. I haven't gotten chopped up yet.
That's a great recommendation. Well, I haven't died yet, so
It was pretty brutal. There was hours of torture. But I did ask for it. And I healed nicely from it.
signed up.
It looks beautiful.
I'm okay.
are you
Yeah, that
on the inside?
Yeah, that edible got me.
I'm okay on these.
Look at his eyes, Ben. Look what you did to
Yeah, they got
I've been sitting here. Kyle's eyes look so blue when he's super baked. And he's wearing a blue shirt.
it's almost like I coordinated it.
This is teamwork over here.
It's dreaming. When the other shade is maroon, it really popped.
It's so funny when you laugh right now, Kyle. You make yourself look even more of a stoner. We're real bad influences, guys. Kyle was such a good kid when he started doing this with us.
I didn't even know if I should try.
Say that again.
And I didn't know if I should drive. We smoked so much weed that night that we couldn't. It was the when we ate at whatchamacallit, we couldn't get my car.
Oh, it was 4th of July.
Yeah.
Yeah, there were fireworks, and then they shut down all the roads. We couldn't get anywhere. I had Kyle and Corey abducted.
She made
It was a great time, though. But we did get to see the fireworks from the overpass. That was pretty stinking cool.
was
I
cool.
never
It's good.
saw them like that.
I was just shocked to see everyone parked on the side of the highway.
You don't know what's going to happen in
Well, that was,
Columbus
like,
sometimes.
so- Like, you could not drive that night. Okay.
And it happened quick because like everything was open and like I was like, I'll just go around the block. Then it was like, oh, well, they blocked that off.
Beginning. Minutes later, and then we.
Mm-hmm. In Columbus, we have what is called Red, White, and Boom, and people come from all over the state of Ohio for this fireworks show. It is a nice fireworks show, but I don't know if it's worth all of that hype.
Red, white, and fuck downtown.
Now I know.
Like, don't go. And you know why?
When I lived in the Bottoms, we would just like in Columbus, there's a community called Franklinton that is affectionately called the Bottoms.
Represent.
Started from the bottom, now we're here. Kyle lives like
It's actually really nice
now.
now.
It's in the mid. It's like mid gentrified. But Kyle's from like a block and a half away from where I lived when I first came to Columbus. So it's following my footsteps. We'll see what's gonna happen. But anyways, we'd just walk. We'd like walk through where all the new stuff is, where all like the art shops and It was like abandoned buildings 10 years ago. So we'd walk through there and like stick close together so like people without teeth didn't come up and ask us if we needed to buy or sell anything. And then we'd make our way to the bridge on Broad Street where everybody just accumulates, and Broad Street's like the busiest road in Columbus. So mind you, people are just gathering in this busy road
Standing
like ants.
in traffic.
Nuts. But we walked and it was
Yeah.
easy. I wouldn't have driven.
Red, white, and fuck downtown.
Fair.
Yeah. Not on red, white,
Hey.
and boom.
But like I said, we did have a rad view of the fireworks by accident.
I have enjoyed red, white, and boom one time. I got invited to Marinova Tower to go on a balcony and watch them go off in front of me.
I'd enjoy it that way.
And that was a blast. Went at 9 or 10 that day and hung out there in the morning. You know what I mean? Made a day of it. Stayed there, didn't leave. Watched fireworks, didn't leave. Left the next day. Everybody was gone. Kind of nice.
Nice.
And it spoiled you.
Yeah.
It's like when you get to go to a bunch of shows, VIP and backstage, and you have to wait in line, and you come in the back door, and then one day you're just a regular guy buying a ticket, and you're standing in line just feeling like a nobody. Man,
And you're like, I'm somebody.
I used to
I'm
be
somebody.
cool. I used to not even wait in this peasant-ass line out here with the common folk. Yeah, I bought this ticket. You heard me right. Paid for it. I'm actually to support the musician. Jesus Christ, this is stupid. Yeah.
The kind of clout that helps you just navigate around lines in situations like that is kind of nice.
It is.
Like, I'm not gonna lie, like, I'm not the kind of person that like really gets caught up on titles or hierarchy or things like that. But like, let's just use like my friend Clayton's
Right.
establishments, for instance.
Right.
Like, I walk in there and I'm like family. So I walk in and like, even if the set of employees he has right then don't know who I am, it's like, oh, I'm Fawn. And they're like, oh,
Come
I
on
guess you
in.
get whatever you want then.
Do that. Yeah.
I do. I'm not gonna say I like special treatment, but I do like special privileges because I feel like
No, I want special fucking treatment.
you want the treatment.
That's my favorite goddamn thing.
I don't know, when I'm in a public place and I have the privilege to go upstairs or step into the private room or like just get out of the crowd, that I don't need to be treated better. But if I can just like have the privilege to like bloop, or like it's real crowded and I'm feeling like too many people are touching me, if I can just step on the other side of the bar and lean the same way I was leaning on the patron side, I like that.
Same with conventions, same with concerts, same with if I knew
That's fair.
because there's a space that I can step away and decompress from the average fuck.
That's
I
fair.
don't enjoy the average fuck. And generally I'm like more than 10 people are within an arm's distance from me. So having that buffer made things like that tolerable. And then you go back later and you're like, You're gonna stand. Oh, you're gonna touch me while we stand here to watch this music, aren't we? Or you're gonna do that. Okay, sweaty person.
It was amazing.
You got in the pit?
Yes. At 44 years old, I've always stood on the edge. I love the energy and I love getting like shoved just a little bit. But I had just the right friend with me and it was just the right show.
You were antagonized.
And we got in. It
Nice.
was amazing.
Kyle started
It
a
was
3-person mosh pit a couple weekends ago.
It was the worst pit I ever saw.
There was no space to pit, so
I hear the excuses that you're making, but yeah.
A lot of disputes. So it was not too crazy of a pit. You know what I mean? Not like a knocked loose harm's way pit.
Mhm.
I stay out of those ones. I'm not trying to get bruised.
Yeah, nobody was throwing bows or anything like that, but it was definitely still.
You ever been at a show where you don't have a choice?
Thankfully.
Because you're like, oh shit, this whole area is about to fuck. Ow.
Well, here's the thing: is I look for the pit and I seek it out, so
Yeah.
I'm always aware.
Yeah, I like the pit too.
I'm just like looking to the side. I'm like, is it starting yet? Is it time? Okay, let's go.
Have to go to a hardcore show once just to feel the energy. It's amazing.
I get down with. I can't. You're not gonna catch me listening to hardcore music like just driving down the road. It's not gonna happen. You're not gonna catch me listening to hardcore music tattooing. It's not gonna happen. But like, I get down with hardcore shows. Like Corey just said, the feel, that charge in the air. It's a different.
Mhm.
It's different, and you're not gonna get that off listening to a recording of it. You've got to be there with the people.
Yeah. And most hardcore is PMA, positive mental attitude. It's usually a positive message.
Yeah.
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 I've been in more pits than I can remember. And thoroughly enjoyed it because I'm stouter than I look. And it's a lot of fun when people are like, oh, you're like, that's always the
gets
fun.
flung around.
No.
Last time I got in a pit, and it was probably I got blasted in the face by my friend's elbow.
You just got me in the face. I just want to see it coming this time.
I don't think I need to be in a pit anymore. I did
Oh,
enjoy it.
I'm not 20 anymore.
I almost got my industrial ripped out in a mosh
Blech.
pit. That sucked. Yeah, I mean, and industrials hurt anyways, but like when they get snagged, just awful.
We're done.
I'm like cautious.
I've lost so many plugs. Ones that I really liked. And like, I don't know, I've had these ones for a really long time and I like them, but like most of my plugs are like hand carved, cool, like I can't easily get them again.
I've lost plugs. I've lost shirts, shoes, wallets, phones, belts. Of all the things I miss my mind the most.
I'm usually on the cautious side. I try not to get hurt because I don't want to deal with that the next day.
Okay.
So there's like a certain part where I'm like, all right, I'm done. Step out.
See, I was the pre-party concert goer.
So you show up already like raging.
We generally had been at an event before the concert started. So I get told I was at a lot of shows. I was like, I wasn't at that. And they're like, bro, I've got pictures of you backstage with this person. And I'm like, I don't even know who that fucking person is. Yeah. Good.
I saw Joan Jett a couple of years ago and totally forgot.
Oh.
Like I saw her years ago, and then I was scrolling through some pictures on my phone, and as soon as I saw the stage setup, I was like, I totally forgot about that show. It was so
I
good.
erased that whole set from my memory.
That summer, I saw a handful of like older groups that I've always loved. That was the same summer that I saw Stevie Nicks and the Pretenders together, and like I was way more excited about the Pretenders, but like they were both pretty rad.
Yeah.
Like,
how can you not want to see Stevie Nicks?
Stevie Nicks, but like my stepdad's always had a thing for Stevie Nicks. So I guess like when I think of Stevie Nicks, I think of Steve's girl crush on her. So, and his name's Steve. So it's weird.
Stevie?
Yeah. So anyways, because I guess I just never really thought about paying much attention to like Fleetwood Mac or like I know all of their songs. It's like comfort food for my ears growing up, but like I never thought about how much I actually enjoyed it. Guess I know it because it was played all the time, but I didn't realize that like I actually enjoy it.
Right.
So the Pretenders, I know I loved. They played all the classics. Then Stevie Nicks' set was very like calm, intimate, very storytellery. It was at Nationwide, but it felt like I was sitting like 10 feet away from her.
Well,
Yeah, it was fantastic. But yeah, isn't it crazy? Like you can see so many bands and like forget you've even seen them.
that was Limp Bizkit for me.
How many times have you seen Limp Bizkit and forgot?
4, 5.
You forgot all 4 or 5 times.
I remember the 4th set. I was like, see these guys.
Stop counting by 3.
There's Limp Bizkit.
Let me ask you this.
Kid Rock.
How many times have you seen Non-Point by accident?
Non-Point. Oh,
I love
God.
Non-Point,
Hey,
by the
love
way.
Non-Point. I can't even answer that question. They were in such heavy rotation.
I say more than 15, less than 25.
I saw them live
somewhere in
more
that.
times than I heard them on the radio. Let's put
I
it that
love
way.
them.
There's zero shit talking us. They were on the bill at every important show for 3 years.
They tour like crazy. They give crazy energy every show. They're always on, plus a little extra.
Like,
I've never seen them have a bad. I mean, I'm sure they have had a bad night. I'm sure it's happened, but I've seen them so many times, and every time they just bring such good energy. And they
Mushroom
work,
Head's that same
whether
way.
it's a huge venue,
Right.
or a teeny tiny venue with a little itty bitty stage where like the stage is just a line of tape on the floor and the monitors are in front of that.
But you know what?
Yeah,
Those are often the best shows.
Those are the best shows.
I loved doing those when I was in California. I'd go out to the valley and go to some local show at a fucking sound studio. It was awesome.
Oh yeah. So that's how Mushroom Head was too. I couldn't tell you how many times I've seen Mushroom Head, and I've never once been like, you know who I want to go watch perform? They're not my favorite, but like I probably 7 or 8 times, just because they were always there with somebody else. Same with Kid Rock. I've seen Kid Rock perform probably more than any other band.
I've only seen Kid Rock once, and to be honest, I was young, but I was just like, I had no idea what the level of musicianship. Yes, that's the word I was working my way towards. I had no idea he could play every instrument on stage well.
Mm-hmm.
I had no idea. This was when Josie was still alive, so this was early in the Kid Rockery. Like,
I remember the white cowboy hat and wife beater, white jeans memorial to him after the fact. I was on both sides of that Kid Rock journey.
oh, so I saw them at the Van Andel Arena in Grand Rapids, and Uncle Cracker was like a
Nice.
surprise. Like he just happened to be in state, and he was like not opening for, but like a special surprise guest during the performance. So that was pretty rad.
Nice. I always love the mashup shows. That happens a lot in metal too. Our drummer broke his hand, so Bob from blah 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 band is filling in. But my knowledge was never that deep to follow.
Follow
my favorite
who
show that I
from
went to
what
was like that when it was the Trivium show when the lead singer was out for his wife had gave birth.
Nice.
And they had like all the other bands filling in for the vocals to the day, and they just swapped out the vocalists each song.
Oh yeah,
it was awesome.
Oh,
yeah, very unique concert.
Those are like a once in a lifetime shows.
Mm-hmm.
Love it.
We're watching your clown come together.
Come to life.
Just clowning around.
Aww.
That's what we do here.
So cute. It's very sad. It's very sad. I don't know. Yeah. Extra sad.
Yeah. More saddy sad. I can still just watch other people tattoo all day long.
Watching other people because that's 100% how I learned.
Ask that again.
Okay, I was going to ask Kyle if he's learned a lot from watching other people tattoo because it was 100% how I learned how to tattoo. Watching.
Yes, absolutely. I'm always learning, like, it's usually a lot of like one-off techniques that I can kind of put together and like keep in the back of my mind to remember. Like watching Fawn for a lot of for example, dipping in the Bactine while
Mm-hmm.
you're tattooing. That's
Mm-hmm.
something that like you do it all the time and it's like that makes sense, of course. And then I see like no one else doing it and it's like, what?
Well, here's the
Blows my
crazy
mind
thing.
though.
People will be like, well, I use a little bit of Bactine. And I'm like, it's like $6 a bottle and it
Yeah.
will
And
make
you're not just
you
pouring
less
out a whole
tired
rinse
and your
cup of it?
client less tired. Yeah, use a half rinse. Like
I
my
think
rinse cup is
yeah.
half a bottle. So on a long day, I might use a whole bottle. But most days I use a rinse cup full. I might add just a little bit more late into the session. But like, let's call that $5. Let's call that $5 I spend on every session. And what do you think that $5 does for the client, Kyle?
a world of a much
Makes them numb.
Corey, what do you think that $5 does for me as the tattooer?
It allows you to finish the tattoo probably most of the time and makes it the client's less squirmy, so it makes it easier on you. They're less tense, so it makes it easier on you. Just makes it easier on you, period.
Am I squirmy and tense?
No, you're doing very good, and I'm very proud of you, Ben, because this is the first time I've tattooed you without vagina juice.
What she calls numbing cream, vagina juice.
Or I use a numbing spray during. I'm spraying you, but I'm talking about the pre-numbing,
The
lay it
Zensa?
on an inch thick, changes.
Now, mind you, the tattoo she did before me was in my hip ditch on both sides.
That's a trickier spot, and it's a little electric up there.
Let's go back to how I'm proud of you.
Vagina juice.
No, you're doing great.
Thanks.
And you're not complaining about holding your leg this way. Is it not too bad?
My foot's just numb, and I've just given up on feeling.
That's good. Well,
I'm making sacrifices for you too.
We could scoot that
Make sure
little
you wiggle
stool
your
over
toes.
to
No,
under.
I already tried.
Oh, you already tried?
Oh fuck yeah!
Too big? All right. Well, I'm
I was
just trying to help you out here.
bro. She's like,
it gets all in my way down here. Gets all in my chair's way.
Gotta just wiggle the toes.
"We're good, bro. We're good."
Okay, I'm gonna give you a little squirt. You need one? You need a little stand, maybe?
I mean, I wouldn't say no.
So we're rounding 8 o'clock. I was just looking ahead, and we have Maddie next week joining us.
Nice.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
You're
she'll
getting a
be-
roommate?
I believe she's joining the team.
Yeah.
She's joining us. Honestly, I don't know if she's coming in or if she's joining us through Zoom. So there's a chance she'll be joining us in person, which will be fun. We'll be out in the garage.
Back outside.
Normally,
Yeah.
regularly scheduled programming. But she does some really cool work. Very bright colored.
Why she was here.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Spotting. It was
Yeah,
amazing.
she did a lot of really cool
The
stuff while
pumpkin.
she was here.
It was a pumpkin with fishnet tights on. It
Yep,
was
and
like a pinup pumpkin.
She's hilarious to talk to. She's got a
Mhm.
great personality. So I think next week's episode, it's hard telling what rabbit holes we're going to go down. It may not be the most serious, but she's a great tattooer and she's got some beautiful tattoos in her own collection that we're going to talk about. So
Big
it'll
fan.
be a good episode. We'll have Jiminy Peak footage since we couldn't share that this week.
Yes.
Good job,
We'll
Kyle.
figure it out. Whoa, he's experimenting, trying
We're
new stuff.
experimenting.
Yeah, couple tricks at a time. Not even mad. I'm just glad we're trying. So we'll share some footage from last week,
Yeah.
next week, and then we'll have Maddie on. What's her Instagram handle?
Shabby beatnik.
Shabby Beatnik. Beatnik's all I could remember.
So she said Maddie, but I said Matty or something with and then I was like, okay, I need to remember Mad. So then I started calling her Pishty Mishty.
That's hilarious.
I'm sure that went over well.
She liked it. She's got a great personality.
Well, you guys have anything else you want to talk about this week? Should we wrap up while we kind of take this stretch?
I mean, we can wrap it up.
Do you want to keep talking?
It's your world, Fawn. I'm just renting space, honey.
I mean, we're at 8:05. 2 hours is a solid amount to fill people's ear holes with nonsense.
People, are your ear holes sufficely filled? Say nothing if you want us to stop. All right. Well, that sounds like good to me.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for hanging out while I got to tea.
We'll share the end result and
Stay tuned.
have
Next
some
week.
fun footage, and we'll have Maddie joining us.
Fawn, what's your Instagram handle?
Fawn_Baker and tattoo_collecting_101.
Ah,
Skies of Fire Tattoo.
Corey.
JCWazzy_tats.
Totes.
Ben.
Bye.
You got to give your handle now.
Fuck you, people. Find me.
All right.